So this week in math, we're going to be talking about multiplying fractions, and then later on, by the end of this week, maybe Thursday, Friday, I'll teach you how to divide fractions. Okay, so today your assignment for math is going to be multiplying fractions by a whole number. You might remember this because we sort of talked about it in Unit 3 when we talked about our first set of fraction work, but I'm going to show you or remind you how to do it. It's going to be really easy. I think you guys are going to whip through this, okay? But this is the first part to teaching you how to multiply fractions. And if you remember, when we were last in school, I told you that multiplying and dividing fractions are way easier than adding and subtracting. Okay, so just remember that. The first thing I want to talk about is some of those math vocab words. So if we saw a problem that looked like this, right? 1/4 of, that's an F, not a T, of 2. We know that in math, of means to multiply, okay? So what we're really saying is 1/4 times 2. And then if you remember, if you've got a whole number, all you do is make it into a fraction by putting a 1 under it, and then you just multiply across. 2, because 1 times 2 is 2, and 4 times 1 is 4. 2/4, or you can simplify that to 1/2. Okay, that's it. I'm going to show you a couple more. We might be using different numbers, like our first unit in fractions, we did like 1/2 of, 1/4 of, but now you'll notice that the numbers are a little bit bigger. And if you have an improper fraction, you are going to have to convert it, right? So you'll see we'll do some of these and there may be improper fractions. I would say if you can simplify, so if you know that both numbers can be divided by 2 or divided by 3 towards the end, you can do that, but otherwise don't worry about it too much, okay? So I'm going to look at this next problem, which is going to be 2/3 times 7, okay? So it looks like that, 2/3 times 7, but I know that in order to multiply this, I need to make that 7 into a fraction, and I'm going to do that by putting a 1 under it. Now I can just multiply straight across. Isn't that so easy? Look, 2 times 7 is, I'm at a bad angle here, 14 over 3 times 1, 3. Now you'll see that I have my improper fraction there. So I'm going to think, 3 goes into 14 how many times? 4. Okay. So that brings me to 12, and then 13, 14. So then it would be 4 and 2/3. Okay. This might be the trickiest part for you, is converting the fraction. If you need help, reach out to me on Google Hangout. Okay, I'll be on all day. But if you get this part easily, I know you will. If this part trips you up, just let me know, and I'll make a phone call with you, and we can talk it through. Okay. Remember that when we're converting fractions like this, what we're really saying is 14 divided by 3. So if you can't do this in your head, you guys can always write it out to look like that. Remember, 3 goes into 1. Nope. 3 goes into 14. 4 times 3 is 12. Do your subtraction. You've got 2 left over, and that's where you get your 4 and 2 over 3. Remember, is it starting to come back a little bit now? Okay, it's been a little while. I'll do 2 more with you, and then I want you to get started. Your assignments are on Google Classroom. So you have to click under math assignments in classwork, and there's 2 worksheets there. There's only like a couple problems on each worksheet, okay? And then you need to submit it to me, so you can type your answers in, and then you need to hit turn in so I can see your answers, and so I can see what you did, and that way I can score it and grade it, okay? But again, if you need help, I'm here. That's why I'm here. All right, so let's do another one. Okay, let's try 2/3. Did I just do 2/3? Let's try 2/5 times 2. Okay? 2/5 times 2. I know that this has to turn into a fraction, so I'm going to put a 1 under it. That's all you do to make a whole number a fraction. You just put a 1 under it. And then I'm going to multiply it across. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 1 is 5. You don't have to do anything with that. It's 4/5. That's it, okay? Some of them you might have to convert, some you won't. It just depends. So pay attention to see if that's an improper fraction. In this case, it wasn't. All right? And I'll try one more where we will have to convert. All right, let's do... I want to make sure I get one that... How about 4/5 times 3? 4/5 times 3, make that 3 into a fraction so that I can now multiply. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5. So I've got 12 over 5. Now remember, I need to convert that. I need to change that to a mixed number because that's an improper fraction. If the number on top is bigger, so if your numerator is bigger than your denominator, that's called improper. And we need to make sure that we convert it or change it to a mixed number, okay? Now, to do that, we divide, right? So we're really saying 12 divided by 5. Now, if you did it in your head, you might look at it like this. 5 goes into 12 2 times. It'll give me 10. And then 12 minus 10 is 2 over 5. If you can't do it in your head yet, and that's okay, you're just going to do it written out this way. So you're going to do 12 divided by 5. 5 goes into 1? No. 5 goes into 12? Yes. How many times? 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Subtract. 12 minus 10 is 2. So your remainder is 2. And then you just write that. This is very sloppy. I'm sorry, guys. You just write that out. 2 is your whole number. Your remainder is 2 over 5. Okay? Get started. And if you need me, just reach out to me, okay? I'll work through these with you. All right? I know you guys will do great. Good luck.